So Angela, we're back with another video, and today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about innovation, which is the second leadership dimension in the series of videos that we're doing currently.
Yes. So we want to talk about how emotional intelligence is used to create and support innovation, not only in your own leadership style, but in the leadership style of your organization, the culture of your organization. But let's first talk about what an innovative leader really is. So this person really fosters ingenuity, autonomous thinking, spurs on imagination, and they really value knowledge and this understanding of importance of taking risks in the team. And they see challenges as learning opportunities.
Yes, and organizations are putting a lot of emphasis today on innovation. A lot of them have actually innovation as part of their core values. And that makes sense when we see how new technologies have disrupted certain industries, such as the Netflix and the Uber of this world. You would understand why a company would like to invest in innovation, just to get that edge, right? That edge on their competitors. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to leadership within these organizations, then the real question becomes, how can I measure, and then can I improve on the innovation potential of my leaders? And using emotional intelligence, we believe that that's possible. Because using the framework that we have empirical data that ties innovation to 6 competencies of emotional intelligence.
Yes, and that's great, because if you're the leader, or you as the leader or the team really can understand these competencies and start to learn how to use them, then you can really create and foster a more innovative mindset in your company.
Definitely, and you point well made around the fact that we need to understand which competencies are included there. So the 6 emotional intelligence competencies that are tied to innovations are self-actualization, independence, assertiveness, problem solving, flexibility, and lastly, optimism. So for the benefit of this video, what we agreed to do was to discuss 2 of them. So we decided to discuss problem solving and flexibility, because both of these competencies are unique to the leadership dimension of innovation. All the other ones are going to come up in other videos that we're going to do. So today we're going to focus on those 2. So when we look at problem solving, really what problem solving is in the world of emotional intelligence is basically understanding how your emotions impact the way that you solve problems. So when you understand that, you can be way more decisive in your actions to actually solving the problem. So we see that in the assessment that we use. When people score high on this, that means that they have the ability to tackle problems head on without having the risk of being derailed by either positive or negative emotions that they may be feeling at the time. When it comes to flexibility, Angela, what is it all about?
Yeah, well, flexibility requires that you're able to really modify your thoughts and your emotions and your behaviors in response to change and your changing environment. This willingness to adapt. So it helps them really become a champion of change, of progress. And this leader really, because they realize they can't control everything, it in turn helps them fuel ideas and creativities within their own teams. So that can be very helpful. So Charles, let's look at a couple of examples of innovation. How would you lean on flexibility or problem solving?
Yeah, definitely. Happy to share an example from, a past life that I had. So it's a very personal experience. But before I give you my example, I just want to maybe give a little bit of more thoughts to preface that example, just by mentioning that sometimes when we're a leader in an organization, we mistakenly believe that innovation is not part of our job description. That's the role of maybe somebody else in the organization, maybe it's the role of the IT department or whatnot. But in reality, all leaders at every level in any department can leverage innovation to help their organization gain an edge. So my example is based on I was a sales leader in an organization in a previous life, and you know, as it sometimes happened, we had a start of the year that wasn't that great in terms of sales results. So what we did is that we use problem solving and we use our flexibility to, you know, the team and I, to take it upon ourselves to go back to the drawing board and find solutions to this problem that we had. So we went back and we took a look at, you know, the word tracks we were using. We took a look at how we were positioning certain products in specific situations, and we remapped the customer experience through the sales process. This led us to have way better conversation with our customers, which obviously led us to close more deals, which therefore gave that edge to the company that we were looking for.
It's great. And, you know, I love it, right? Because it's really a display of flexibility that's required to, you know, challenge a norm or challenge traditional processes or procedures that you had, and also really turn a problem on its head to recreate new and better outcomes for the team. So the innovator leader really focuses on taking risks and spurring on their colleagues and their teams to create new applications for even original ideas, which can be, you know, equally as effective. So innovation is not the only dimension required for a balanced leader. We talked about there being 4, and we still have yet to cover coaching and insight, Charles.
Yes, and that's coming up in the next few videos that we're going to do. But for today, that's the time that we had. So Angela, thanks for the insight. And for everybody watching, if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe to our LinkedIn page. Thanks, Angela.
Thanks. Bye.